Got some new stand-up dates I'm excited to tell you all about. On June 19th, I will be at Vernon Speakeasy. The 21st, I will be at Turtle Mountain Brewing. On the 27th, I will be at Unhinged Brewing. On July 2nd, I will be at Berman and Boots. On July 5th, I will be finally returning to Casada's Comedy Club and Cantina for the Comedy Battle. On July 11th, I will be in Santa Fe at the Kava Bar. And on July 17th, I will be at Sushi High in Denver, Colorado. All information for these will be on my Instagram. Hope to see you at a show. What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much, man. Living the dream or someone else's dream.
You know what? And yeah, this is like the cleanest the studio has ever been.
Looks good, man.
Right now. Because I try to deep clean and like dust like at least once a week.
It's pretty spotless.
But yeah, it's because again, just those assholes turn on my AC and it's all this shit coming in here. Like even like I would just go, fuck, that's disgusting. Actually, I'm gonna turn down the AC real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can hear it coming through on the mics. Let's turn it to low. There we go. Alright, let's see how it's coming through on that. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
How many podcasts do you do a week?
2 to 3.
2 to 3?
2 to 3, yeah. I try to... All right, and we're back. Okay, so yeah, I try to do at least 2.
Yeah.
Because if there's times like... Because I plan on like... Something comes up and I can't do a podcast for a week or I can't schedule. Or if there's like a week that I want to take off from doing it and catch up on work. Or like this week coming up, I've got one show this weekend, but the next weekend I have like 3. Wow. So I'm like planning for that. And then at the end of the month, me and my buddy AJ, we're going down to Austin. Got a couple shows down there.
Oh, no way. You got booked out there? That's pretty cool, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm fucking psyched. And then so I'm planning for that. And then like also like I'm planning on what if I get sick and I have to cancel podcasts just so I can have at least one a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the poster is a buddy of mine, and that's his dad's poster. All original signatures. For everyone listening, it's an original printing of the first Star Wars from like 74 or 75, whenever that movie came out. And it's Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, and George Lucas.
Whoa, the big 4.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty sick.
And so he came down and he brought that with him to put up on our walls. And because we had my apartment when I was in basic training. And then I came back, lease ended, we get a nice house up in the Fort Hills area. And like through 2018 to 2019, he ends up dating this girl. She's a fucking psychopath. Dude, like it got so bad. And I'm not saying that he was completely clean of everything. He did some fuckery for sure. But I remember it was, did you ever meet Joey? When you came through for the podcast? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, because he was my roommate, one of my best friends, but he was my roommate at the last house where I had the studio. But anyway, it was me, Joey, and my buddy Evan. We all had a house together. And the way it was set up was a 2-story house, and it was like in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Obviously, like divided backyards with like fencing and shit like that. And we had a balcony overlooking our small backyard. And we're watching a movie one night, and we hear like rustling in the backyard. I'm like, what the fuck is like? We think someone's trying to break in because like we're in the Fort Hills area, which is kind of nice, but like it's still Albuquerque,
right?
And it's still Central and Tramway, kinda. So we're like, what the fuck? So we get our guns and we're just waiting. Like this is gonna be it. Like this is gonna be the time.
It's her.
Yeah, and it's her, dude. She had climbed through 2 backyards to get to our third. She had climbed through like over the fences. And because we heard her fall, because there was a bunch of like bushes and shit, she fell into the bushes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And we hear, Evan! now you're fucking home. And we're like, what? We look and I'm like, dude, for real?
Jesus Christ.
Like for real? And we're like, dude, get her the fuck out of here or we're going. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? And he opens the sliding door and he says her name, like, do you need to fucking leave? And she's like, I'm not fucking leaving. And then my buddy Joey, he goes, I'll pee on you.
Oh, no way,
and
dude.
she goes, no, you fucking won't, you better. He just starts like rallying up. He gets a water bottle and like pokes a hole in it and just goes, you motherfucker. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the amazing people over at Chop Chili. Guys, this is personally my favorite chili brand here in the state of New Mexico, and you can find them online at chopchilico.com. You can also find them all across the state of New Mexico at Sprouts, Albertsons, Smith's, and a bunch of other stores in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Las Cruces. I believe they're even down in El Paso now. They sell red and green chili, of course. My personal favorite is this blend of red and green, and they also sell online frozen bags of green chili. So again, go to chopchilico.com to get yourself some amazing chili today. Now back to the podcast.
That's great.
Absolute fucking psychopath, dude. Psycho.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy bitch.
Oh, she may have liked it, man. Who knows?
Hey, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah, dude. You never know, dude.
Some chicks are into that. Some chicks are into extorting guys for $50 million.
Exactly, man.
You know,
teach their own, dude.
It's a real issue.
Everyone's into something.
Yeah, but then some women are into settling down and having kids. So,
True that.
there is that. So, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You're
I
about to be a
appreciate it.
dad.
Yep.
You're 2 months out, you said?
Yeah, just about. June 18th is the tentative due date, so we're pumped, man. It's a girl, and we got a couple names in mind, but I think the front runner is Amelia, and then I think we're thinking of another name, maybe Alessandra or something like that. But it's crazy, man. Becoming a girl dad, I don't know what to expect, especially it being my first.
Or what you did to deserve it.
Yeah, man, it's nerve-wracking. Just the little shit that you think about. Like, I'm already thinking about like, oh my god, if she's a teenager and then she gets in the car with a boy, and it's just like they could be driving recklessly or something like just like thoughts like that already cross my mind, and
That's
it's like
good,
we
though.
haven't even like gone through pregnancy yet.
Well, think about it, man. Like you're doing it the right way. Not shitting on anybody, but you're married, you have a good job, you have a place to live in, you're supporting yourselves,
Yeah.
And now that you're starting to have these thoughts of like, oh fuck, like this is real.
Just little things, man. Yeah.
All these hypotheticals are coming. That means you care.
Yeah.
That means you care.
Very true.
That's not that's not a sign of like, God, we'll get to it when it comes out. Is it even real? Like, is there actually a baby in there?
It feels pretty fucking real now, I must say. When I look at my wife, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is happening.
What are they? Because you mentioned before we started shooting. Thank you for showing up not only on time but early,
dude.
So thank you
I
for
thought
that.
I thought originally it was at your old place, and now you're kind of close to me a little bit. Like you're probably only like a 7-minute drive away.
Oh, nice. That's right. Because
dude, you've been to my house.
I've been to your house, right?
Yeah, man. We had the 4-banger tournament.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fucking sick, dude.
I gained like 15 pounds that day in beer and pizza.
Dude, so funny thing is we had a little get together at Toby's parents' house, and all we did was play 4-banger and eat pizza. Dude, I fucking gained like 6 pounds, dude. And I looked at a picture of me the other day, like, because I went to Phoenix this past weekend with my boys. We were all shirtless playing pickleball. I saw one picture of myself. I was like, oh, you fat fuck, dude. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like what propelled me home was just burping and farting the whole time.
Dude.
Just getting home that, like, because I don't even think I got drunk at that place.
No way.
I probably had, because I get light beers, but I probably had like 14.
Mickey Slims?
Yeah, but I also had like 9 pieces of pizza.
Yeah, dude.
So,
I'm glad you had a good time.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that was a great fucking time. You guys were great hosts. But yeah, just all that pizza was just absorbing the beer. And
Yeah,
my
dude.
body just couldn't figure it out.
How did you guys do in the tournament?
Oh, we got our asses kicked.
Did you guys really?
Oh, we got our asses kicked. I think
It
we
was
made
you
it.
and Toby, right?
Yeah, I think me and Toby made it past like the first round, and then just got
Badass,
slaughtered after that. We were like, all right, I guess we're just drinking.
Whatever, we'll party now. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just came for the pizza and beer anyways.
Yeah, right, in the good times. Well, you were talking about this earlier before we were shooting about like the classes you guys are going to. What's that like?
It's cool, man. Yeah. I mean, since we're first time parents, well, we're going through Presbyterian right now. For all our health, like basically every other week, we check in with them for our
Bring
OB
that mic
appointments.
closer.
And so anyways, yeah, basically we're doing everything through there. So they provide these free classes. I shouldn't say free, but they're relatively cheap if you have press insurance. And they just provide helpful information for like new parents and stuff. Like we go over what pregnancy is going to be like, how I should support my wife leading up to pregnancy, what your wife or your partner goes through during pregnancy. It's kind of overwhelming, man. But
Any pregnant men in that class?
what was that?
Any pregnant men in that class?
There's like one guy. I can't tell. I mean, dude, it's kind of crazy, man. I feel like a lot of the dudes, even including myself, I'm like, dude, why is everyone around me, all these dudes getting fucking weight, dude, including myself. But on the Huberman podcast, allegedly when your wife releases like progesterone or whatever, that's the hormone, like when they're pregnant and stuff, that they ultimately release, like men add weight on to prepare themselves for pregnancy.
Right, because the idea is like you're going to be up most of the time.
Yeah,
you're not
dude,
sleeping.
you probably saw the same IG reel I did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing about that. I think it might have been through him, but it's like, yeah, like you're gaining a lot of weight because you're not sleeping a lot. You have a lot of time to eat. You're just, your body is, it's like your body is tacking on weight for hibernation, but you're not hibernating.
Pretty
at all.
much, yeah, just for the sleepless nights and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every dude I see there, I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck.
So like, what are they teaching you?
So like the second class, I remember they told us that we should have like a birthing plan in mind, which includes basically like is your wife going to do the epidural? Or if she's not, is she going to opt for something else like nitrous gas or fentanyl or
Fentanyl?
Yeah, they give. Yeah, I forgot. You get like, I forgot what the dose is, but you're allotted like 3 doses of fet during the process because it's. I mean, obviously, man, it's fucking painful.
Right, but like that's insane.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I didn't know that either. But but ironically enough, I may have this messed up, but like it doesn't get into the bloodstream of the baby, obviously, or they wouldn't do it.
Right.
Same thing with the epidural, and they like show procedures on how they do that shit. Like the epidural, dude, they literally stick a fucking needle like this long up a woman's spine into the bone, dude, and then a catheter like slides through and like just like releases, essentially the drug or whatever. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Oh, that's
it's
insane.
nasty, dude.
Because I had surgery a couple years ago to get a hernia repaired, and they gave me fentanyl.
Did they?
Yeah, they gave me 100 micrograms of fentanyl, and dude, when that shit hit, it hit so fast. I was still processing that they were giving me fentanyl.
Did your body just slow down all of a sudden? You're like, whoa.
Yeah, I just became on a cloud.
Yeah, that happened to me once when I went to the ER. But yeah.
Because I remember when they were taking me into the room, I was real nervous. Like, I'm not talking shit, but I was at the VA. And and I'm like, I've heard things, and I don't want to die, or I don't want to have to do like a resurgery. like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And like, we see you're really anxious. We're gonna give you some Xanax. I had an IV in, right? And we're gonna give you some Xanax. And I was like, Xanax, okay. And I remember, dude, I was like praying to myself. I was like, please just let me live. I don't want to die. Please let me live. And then like, as they gave me the Xanax, my prayer like changed. I was like,
really?
God, you got this. We're gonna be okay.
Chill, dude. We're gonna be alright, bro. We're gonna be alright. Yeah. That's funny.
But then I get out of it, and and as I'm waking up, I'm just like immediately in fucking pain. Like, I'm just like,
so what did you go for?
it was called a umbilical hernia, so it was like right above the belly button.
Were you just like lifting heavy shit or something?
Yeah,
like
because I didn't even like. I noticed it, but I didn't really pay attention to it.
Sure.
Until because I was I had noticed it when I was bodybuilding and I was like shredding all the weight. And because it's like, I still have a little bit of a bump, but there was like a protrusion. And my chick was like, hey, what the fuck is that? And I was like, meh, we'll get to it later. And then like, I got to it like a year and a half later.
Oh, dude, was it getting bigger over time?
No, it was just, it thankfully just stayed. But I guess what had happened is like the abdominal wall tore.
Yeah.
And then thankfully, intestine didn't get pushed through, fat did. So a bunch of fat moved its way into it, basically sealed around it, and just like it was like a pocket of fat.
So everything kind of stayed right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, stabilized a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, I got real lucky.
Like protrusion of. Wow.
Yeah, I got real lucky, and so I come out of it, and because they had gone, because I have scars like here, and here. Yeah, and no, here, and here. And so they went in like the 3 like robotic arms to like repair it and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I'm immediately in pain. And they're like, okay, we're gonna give you some fentanyl. I was like, fentanyl? What the?
Damn, this is great, dude.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I get it.
Can I get a script for this shit?
Yeah, right. But that's insane that they can give fentanyl for pregnancy.
Yeah, bro.
That is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously pretty controlled, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's just crazy. Same thing happened to me, bro. I was deadlifting, and it was a warm up, dude, at Choose.
No, I got you.
It was a warm up at Choose, dude. I was probably doing only like.
Yeah, feel free to like fuck around with the mic and like how move.
Yeah.
Get comfortable. Get comfortable.
Yeah, but anyways, I was probably warming up with like 135 deadlift, dude. The first fucking thing, and next thing you know, I was just going through 10 reps, and I fucking pulled. I don't know, dude. I heard a fucking pop in my lower back, just like, and I was like, oh, what the fuck was that, dude? And then so I was laying on the ground. I was like, dude, I can't move my fucking legs, bro. Yeah. Like just that feeling. Then all of a sudden you're thinking like, oh my God, dude, I'm fucking.
Like I did it. I'm the dumbass.
I'm fucking paralyzed. I'm fucked, dude. In front of everyone, dude. Mm-hmm. You're just trying to thug it out in front of this is that Choose Fitness, you know? Yeah, dude. So. And then it's like, it's even worse when everyone sees 135 on the fucking. This guy fucking destroyed himself. And so, so anyways, the ambulance came to Choose.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they gurneyed me, dude. I was literally on my phone, like, fucking looking through Snapchat, just like, rip. And I'm getting escorted out on a gurney, dude.
So what was it?
Dude, so apparently I just sprained my lower back really fucking bad. I didn't tear anything, which makes it even fucking worse, dude, because I was like, dude, give me the fucking drugs, dude. I'm dying. So they gave me Fet, and I was feeling great, but they tried to x-ray my back, and long story short, they're like, I'm sorry, but we can't find anything. And it's like, I'm just like, what the fuck does that even mean, dude?
Right.
Like, am I just a bitch or what?
So like what? So why did your legs give out?
I don't know, dude. I literally couldn't feel my legs for like probably like a good 20 minutes. It was weird. I was laying down flat on the ground. And they're, once, like, I guess the paramedics came and they're like, can you, like, move your foot? And I was like, I'm trying and I can't. And they're like, ooh, And so, like, that sucks, dude. So, anyways, yeah, that's the worst, dude, because, like, I'm reacting to them, their reactions. So I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. Yeah. I know it. But yeah, long story short, dude, they gave me Fet. It was amazing. I remember that vividly, and
I yearn for it every day.
Yeah,
I go down Central at 3 a.m. hoping that the fentanyl angel named fucking Julio will come and give me my fucking drugs.
I got a kid on the way, by the way. But yeah, dude. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, that was that's crazy. I think the only, aside from because I'm assuming that the hernia came from something either like military related or lifting related something.
Right.
But the only like straight lifting injury I've ever had was I tore one of my rib muscles.
Oh, fuck.
And that was annoying. Like, because it was right like in between the ribs.
Yeah.
And I heard like a pop and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then my bite like kept working out and it would like sting a little bit. And then the next day it was like burning. And I was like, oh, that's probably not good. And so I went, I got it. Same thing. I got x-rayed and shit. And like, you just tore a muscle. Can't do anything about it. Just don't lift for like a month and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they just give my muscle relaxers and shit. But yeah, it was all right. What, what techniques or like what are they telling you on how to support your wife during pregnancy?
Dude, so it was kind of funny because the last like class we had, there was this one dude who was like, so like when this is actually after pregnancy, but he's like, so like what do we do? Like, after, and like he was like, can we like feed the baby and stuff? And like the nurse who's basically educating the class was like, I wouldn't do that. Honestly, the only thing I would do is just change the fucking diapers and burp the baby and do everything else but feed and like, it's crazy, dude. The moms basically do 100% of everything, dude. Moms are so fucking essential, dude. It's insane. Like, we sit there with our thumbs up our fucking asses, it feels like, And like during pregnancy, so like, are you talking about like labor or like leading up to it?
Well, I mean, like all of it.
All of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, allegedly, I haven't gone through it yet, but during or when she's about to go into labor, it's optional. Some couples get doulas, so where it's like basically having an on-call nurse the whole time that you hire for. It's out of pocket. Insurance doesn't typically cover it on most insurances, but they know what to do. Like they'll tell your wife, okay, let's get on the roller ball and just kind of like sit there and kind of move back and forth, or lean forward, and let's take the compression off your back, and then let's get it'll kind of start the process of like, say she's like already dilated 6 centimeters. We're trying to get to 9 or 10, as fast as possible. They kind of guide that whole process. And a friend of mine was actually highly recommending that I do one, at least for the first one, because I feel like the last thing your wife wants to hear is your fucking voice trying to help her out, when she's going through fucking pain.
You're playing fucking like Mario Kart or GTA.
Yeah, dude, pretty much.
Yeah, you'll be all right,
You're
man.
doing great, babe. Yeah, keep it up. Yeah, pretty much, dude. So, anyways, to answer your question, that part I don't know. I only know that. So more than likely we'll get a doula or something. But leading up to pregnancy, like where we're at right now, the only things I really do is she's still working, so I try to make her life as easy as possible.
God bless, she's still working.
Yeah, man. And she's trying to work all the way up until she can't.
Yeah.
And
So what's she do for a job?
She's a nurse.
Oh,
she's a nurse at
fuck.
Press. Yeah, Press Now off of Manal.
God bless, man.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
You got a good woman.
Yeah, she's good, man. She's the best for sure. But I do whatever I can, man. Like I'll try and make dinner as much as possible. Try to keep the house clean, even though I'm not good at it. She's way better at that than I am. And just feed the dogs, and just try and take care of as many things as possible. That way, she's not mad at me.
It's crazy that humans used to just give birth in mud huts and caves.
Isn't that crazy, man?
And like I just think back to like, because my like breaking point, like not breaking, but like my standard of living is like, okay, I can go without showers. Teeth are pretty essential, so you have something to clean your gums, clean your teeth.
Sure,
that leads to like heart issues and all that stuff. But dude, indoor fucking plumbing, taking a nice shit. I need that in my life.
Those are the essentials for sure, dude.
Right. It's like I need that. But then it's like we've been without that up until like not that long ago. We're in 2025 now, so up until 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Because that's when indoor plumbing was really everywhere. It was like the Ford, like it was maybe like 80 years ago.
Where you didn't frequently have to smell shit.
Yeah, like the 30s and the 40s,
Yeah,
where it really
dude.
started going everywhere. But like even like I remember hearing stories about like my dad's side of the family. They grew up here in Albuquerque, and when my dad was a kid, they had a fucking outhouse, dude.
Wow.
Like
holy shit.
Yeah, like they were poor. They were fucking dirt poor.
They lived in Albuquerque too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a fucking outhouse. And so like, we've been humans up until, let's just say round it up and say 100 years ago, we've been just no indoor plumbing, natural births.
Yeah,
It probably
bro.
gave chicks cocaine back in the day because they thought, like,
100%.
this is the numbing medicine.
I'll push it through.
Yeah.
I mean, moms and dads used to smoke around their babies, man,
Yeah.
or even during pregnancy.
What, you mean be cool? Yeah, we used to be cool parents.
Dude. I feel like, bro. Honestly, like, have you ever seen Mad Men?
Yeah.
Dude, like, everyone, I feel like every dude back in the day, like, everyone's tea was so fucking high, and all they fucking did was just booze, fucking smoke, and just live a shitty lifestyle, dude, and just fucking made money and then like fucking slayed other chicks, dude.
Yeah, and it's just heart attack at 55. You recover, you get back on the horse.
You get back on the horse, dude. Yeah, exactly.
There's been many times because I don't have a great. I mean, I know I have a great job. I have a great job. I like my job. However, it's not like the highest level job.
Yeah.
But I have my own office, and it's pretty nice. And every so often, I'm like, man, it would be nice just to have like a little, not anything expensive, but just a little whiskey setup, little decanter,
fuck yeah, dude.
couple of glasses.
Absolutely,
you
bro.
know, when the executives come, like, hey, how you doing, VP? You want a glass of whiskey? You know, you want some bourbon? Come on, man.
Yeah,
it's 11:30. Come on,
fuck you, dude.
Don't be a pussy.
Hey, there's always a good time and good time and gooder times, better times to fucking have some scotch, you know.
I haven't seen that show in fucking forever. Mad Men was the shit.
Dude, we just watched. So that's arguably my favorite series. I just watched it for a third time a couple months ago.
Good.
Dude, the dialogue's fucking incredible, bro.
That was when, because Mad Men started in like 2007. Yeah.
07. Yeah.
So that's right after The Sopranos.
Yep.
That's when cable television kind of figured out like, hey,
Yeah,
HBO,
the AMC.
you know, HBO over here is putting out some bangers. We can do this too.
These cool anti-hero stories and shit like that. It's
Cinematic level storytelling on the television. Because before that, it was like the sitcoms and the game shows and Comedy Central.
Insert laughs. Yeah, kind of bullshit.
Yeah, Comedy Central was still big. So you had like South Park and their 30-minute stand-up specials
Show just
and all
ended
that.
at that time.
Yeah. He ran off to South Africa, and so it's like, what are we going to do? And then they just put out Mad Men, and then they hit Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
and that's
Dexter.
Dexter was Showtime.
Oh yeah.
Dexter was still. So that was still like the premium.
That came out around the same time. Though, right?
Yeah, premium television. Dexter was so good, dude. I haven't seen the sequel series, but
it was good, man.
I saw like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
I really
the
liked
redemption
it.
season. Yeah.
Well, because how did the season end or the show end where like he died in a hurricane and he washed up on an island or some shit?
He allegedly committed suicide by going into the hurricane or something. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And this answered nothing.
And then it was what? That Deb was in love with him or some shit?
Yeah, dude. Oh. I know. Even worse, man.
Oh.
Deb was the worst character, bro. I couldn't fucking stand her.
I liked her up until... Really, I loved that whole show up until season 4. Like, once season 4 ended...
Which one was 4? Was that, like, with the old man?
The Trinity Killer.
The Trinity Killer, that's right.
And Rita gets killed off at the... Spoilers for a fucking 15-year-old series, but when the wife gets killed by the Trinity Killer...
I forgot Rita dies, dude. Yeah, and then they find the baby, Dexter's baby, like, in the bathtub.
That's where the show should have ended.
Yeah.
Because it was like... Because Dexter, as a character... Granted, I don't know how the sequel show ends, but, like... A character like that, they don't deserve a good ending. Like, they're not supposed to.
No.
They live a life of sin. They're supposed to have not like a bloody, horrible ending or anything like that. You could go the Walter White route, but they don't deserve a good ending. Like, they're not supposed to get redeemed. They made their choices. Now they have to pay for it eventually.
Yeah.
That's why,
pay the piper. Yep.
Exactly. That's why everyone accepts that Tony Soprano got whacked at the end of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
And with Dexter, that would have been a great way. He has to live with the fact that his actions led his wife to get killed.
I agree, man. I mean, at the end of the day, he was a killer.
Right. And then his son is now at the same starting point that he was in.
Pretty much.
With his family in the...
She answered a lot of questions, though, in the... I think you'll like the last season, man, because... I mean, I'll be honest. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, but I mean, he doesn't really He doesn't get a poetic ending at the end.
Does he die?
Yeah, he just fucking dies.
Oh,
he
cool.
gets shot up.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I remember. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and then like I mean, the whole season is basically him like kind of creating a dialogue in his head or he's trying to determine whether his son is a serial killer or not, and he's bummed out if he's not, but he's also relieved, but he kind of wants him to be at the same time. That way he can like relate to him or actually like be a dad.
Right.
You know, and have some bonding over killing people or some shit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know how to bond with this fucking kid. He's fucking normal.
Well, they're doing a sequel to that. They're doing 2 series now. They're doing the prequel series where he's going to be doing the voiceover. Like he'll be the voice in the head.
Yeah.
And then they're doing a sequel series to that. re-sequel.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I don't know, but maybe I'll, because I didn't have Showtime. I still don't have Showtime when that show came out. So let's say I sailed the high seas on the internet to watch that show.
Yeah, you got it for free, dude.
Yeah,
Badass.
exactly. And so I have it somewhere, so I gotta check that shit out. But
yeah,
that characters like that don't deserve the good ending, and that's
no, man. I agree.
But I don't know if there's any shows like that around that are at that level
right now that just came out. I don't know, man.
Because The Last of Us just started their second season, and I watched the first episode, wasn't very impressed. I don't know if you've seen that show, The Last of Us.
Yeah, I watched 1 or 2 episodes. Maddie, my wife, likes that show a lot.
The first season is spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, have you played the games?
I have not played the games.
You're going to have no time to play video games, but in a couple years when you can get your life back together.
Or I may have a lot of time to play video games when this baby's born, man.
The Last of Us video games are really good. I haven't finished the second one. It's a technical marvel. I hate the way the story goes, but it's technically speaking, it's fucking phenomenal. But the show, that first season is great, and then the second season just started, and it was fine. And then the second episode just came out, and I know what happens, and they did there's a big thing from the what's it called? From the game. They make a decision that most people hated. And to their credit, they fucking stuck to it.
Yeah.
Apparently the execution was a lot better in the series and the game. But I don't know that there's like high quality. Well, I mean, I heard Shogun was really good. I haven't watched Shogun, but I heard that was sick.
Yeah, I haven't seen it though. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of time to watch like series anymore. But last night, dude, me and my chick went to go watch Warfare.
How was that? Pretty good?
Bro. A24 knows how to make fucking movie.
They're on the frontier, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they come out with some fucking bangers.
Did you see Civil War?
I've not.
You got to, dude. So it's the same guy that directed Civil War, and the military advisor on that movie, he and the director of Civil War co-directed Warfare. And it all plays out, this movie, in real time. It's an Overwatch mission for these Navy SEALs in Ramadi. For people who don't know, Ramadi in 2000, it went from like end of 05 and because the Battle of Ramadi was only in 06. Just kidding, because they had, So it was in 06 for like, I think the mainstay of it was maybe like 8 months or so.
Yeah. Maybe
a little bit longer. But Ramadi was one of the it's like that and Fallujah were like the bloodiest parts of the beginning of the Iraq War anyway. And it's an Overwatch mission gone wrong.
Damn.
And when the bullets start firing, it's all in real time. The movie is an hour and a half long, but the entire like battle sequence is maybe like an hour. And dude, it is
So it's just specifically that battle.
Yeah, it's literally just about. So what happens is these SEALs are trapped in a house, and they're in Overwatch Point. They get made. They take contact, and it's about them just trying to get evacuated out. And the whole battle takes place over about an hour. And if that movie doesn't win an Oscar for sound design, I don't know what's gonna beat it, because in the very beginning of the fight, an IED goes off, and depending on what character the camera's on, the sound is different, like how close they were to the IED.
Yeah.
The sound is different. The concussion sounds are fucking amazing.
Wow,
and
that's cool.
It's good, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, man.
Don't take your wife to it. You might start the pregnancy early, dude. It's stressful. It's stressful, bro.
She loves shit like that, bro. She's a fucking ER nurse, so
no, that's fair.
She sees some wild shit, dude.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, she's seen someone get impaled with a machete going to the hospital, dude. I know, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, because what I don't like.
So she used to work at UNM's ER,
okay,
like by Central.
Yeah,
and that's where she saw the craziest shit, dude.
Yeah, that's rough.
See, I can't handle that stuff, dude. I get lightheaded when I hear wild shit like that. I'm like, I can't feel my fucking hands, bro. But I'm just not made for that shit.
She comes home smelling like blood and shit. And you're like, hey, go to the shower.
Pretty much.
Go
to
the shower.
That happens, man. That definitely happens.
So
fucking wild.
What I'm curious about is because you're the newest addition to Slums of Harvard.
Yeah.
And you're quite talented. So good on you.
Appreciate that, man.
It's funny when Because when I realized that you're like an actual fan of not just music, but like heavy metal, like
I love that shit, bro.
deathcore, I noticed in like the metalcore stuff, what sold me that you were like a real fan was the show at Sister, the last one that I went to.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys were doing One Step Closer, there's a moment where when you guys are doing the breakdown and it's like it was an instinct. And you kick your legs out into this like classic like '02 to like 2010, 2011 like crabcore stance.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, this guy
pretty
knows.
innate, dude. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How long you've been playing music for?
So I've been playing the guitar. Well, let me back up. So I took piano lessons from like 3rd grade to like 6th grade.
Did you choose to or were you forced to?
No, I was forced to. I fucking
same.
hated it, man.
Same.
Yeah,
I fucking hated it.
I was like, God, this shit's so fucking lame, dude. Yeah, my mom made me do it. I was just learning these fucking lame ass songs. But anyways, I quit, and then there's a little. Do you remember FYE?
Yes.
The record store.
Yeah.
/ like.
Well, I think they're still open
No way.
at the
Really?
at the Cottonwood Mall.
Huh.
Yeah, because the company that I work for, it's a security company, and we have the contract for the malls here. Well, actually, we just lost one of them, whoopsie. But we still have the contract for Cottonwood, and I had to go down there and meet with management and basically retrain some people on recruiting stuff and all that. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking walk around and see what's going on. And yeah, to my surprise, FYE was still open.
No fucking way.
They're still selling DVDs for $30.
No. Oh, damn, bro. What is their fucking business model, dog? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. They had straight up, like, I mean, you've seen my place now. Like, I collect physical media.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
stray
cool.
away
There's a niche
from,
for that, bro, now.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind spending some money on physical media, but I'm not going to spend any money on a DVD, A. But B, I'm not going to spend $30 on a Hot Rod or like a Balls of Fury DVD.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still open.
That's so fucking crazy, dude. Because Hastings closed. I remember that, right?
Yeah, that's in memoriam, dude.
That was
sad.
badass, dude.
That was great.
Fucking cool.
Well, because I went to high school down in Roswell at the military school down there. And so we weren't, especially in the beginning, like, you don't have a whole lot of like privileges and a lot of allowances pretty much, like go out and do things. But one of the things you could do even as a new guy is right across the street, there was a Hastings.
Nice.
So I would take like the little bit of money that I had and go fucking buy comic books or go buy like,
They had everything, dude. They had like instruments to fucking...
Yeah.
CDs, DVDs.
Is that where you got your first guitar?
No, dude. So, anyways, at FYE,
right.
So at FYE, they were selling this music book, and it was like learn how to play guitar with Metallica. And so I'm like every other fucking angsty teenage kid, like boy, dude, just fucking Metallica first, you know.
Yeah.
It's just ingrained in your brain since then, you know. That's literally the gateway drug, dude.
What's their best album?
Best record from Metallica? Dude, I'm such a fucking Metallica stan, dude, that I go through phases, but like right now, I fucking love the Load and Reload era, dude. I think those records are way underrated, dude. They're fucking sick. And I think they're fucking cool, dude. I think they're onto something.
I think they're
good. I think they're misunderstood, bro. I
agree.
Hindsight, you listen back to them, there's some fucking bangers, dude.
Yeah, they're good.
Like this is my thought, dude. In the 90s, from like 91 to like 1998, James Hetfield's voice was peak.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he had that voice on the first 3 records.
On the Black Album, it'd be done.
No, dude, on Master. Imagine if he sounded like that on Master of Puppets. Oh my God, dude. It would be fucking insane. Like he just sounds like he's a fucking animal, dude, on all those records. And that's primarily one of the reasons why I like Garage Inc., Load, Reload.
I think Garage Inc. is their most underrated album.
Dude, it's great.
Because that's
badass
the one
covers, man.
As I say, it's the cover album, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why it doesn't get the love it deserves. Because people are like, oh, it's covers. Like, no, yeah, but
They do
also
a great fucking job on
they
it,
did.
dude.
Like Whiskey in the Jar is
It's a banger, dude. I think I had this talk with Toby, and he told me he hates that fucking song. I'm like, dude, that song is fucking legendary.
Day by day, he sounds more like a liberal. And you know what?
Dude, Like drinking whiskey with your boys, listening to Whiskey in the Jar. Come on, dude.
Like,
This is a great fucking time.
Let me find the song really quick. So it's off of Load, I believe. This is one of my favorites. It's funny you bring that up because yeah, I think they're a bit underrated. Those albums, but the song that I really like off of Load, Until It Sleeps.
Till It Sleeps is a banger,
and
dude.
Bleeding Me
is so fucking
really
good, dude.
good.
Ain't My Bitch is badass. They're great fucking songs, dude. They're different, obviously. They don't live up to like the mark, like the pedigree of the first 4 or 5 albums, but I still think they're fucking great, you know. They're comparatively to a lot of other fucking bands out there, you know.
I don't know what happened recently. You know what I mean? It's like because like their album, what's it called, 72?
They're just old, dude.
Like
They're in their golden years. Like
Yeah.
they're at that point where they could do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't
they're
even
not
fucking
doing
matter.
anything new. Like that album sounds like if you could, let's just say a conventional, very generalistic music listener.
Yeah.
They like a little bit of everything. And you go to them and say, hey, what do you think Metallica sounds like? And they told you that. If you could take that description and make it an album, that's what 72 and the one before it that has Moth to a Flame on it.
Yeah.
That's what those sound like.
Yeah, it just sounds like they're just playing to their strengths, right?
Yeah.
Like they're washed.
It's safe.
They can only do yeah, dude, it's safe. They can only do so many things, and this is what we're good at, and we're just gonna stick to it.
But they
we
sell
already put
arenas.
out our fucking dude. They sell every fucking seat in the house every time they fucking play anywhere. You know,
For the low price of $1,100, you too, Greg, can go and see Metallica in the middle seating, like not the
like in the
highest,
yeah.
not the closest. $1,100
Yeah,
will get
dude.
you middle of the road seating,
Right.
to Metallica, which is fucking
to see
insane.
some fucking geezers on stage. Yeah, dude. Watch fucking Lars fuck up the drum on every fucking song, dude. Jesus Christ. Dude, it's crazy, bro. I will say this. Like, if you listen to all of Lars's drumming, especially in the 90s, because the 80s, he ripped it, dude. He sounded fucking great. It was a little unorthodox, but it was still fucking great. But anything in the 90s, especially the 2000s, but if you really just, like, hone in on what the fuck he's doing, it's like, wow, this guy sounds like a fucking idiot on the fucking drums,
See,
dude.
and I don't know shit about like the technical side of music,
Yeah.
like at
I will
all.
say, like, the thing is, like, when he does beats and shit, like, live, he doesn't do the same thing. He's not in the pocket. He just, like, he literally goes from one thing to the other, and then he tries a weird fucking fill, doesn't work, and then he just keeps going. And it's like, he doesn't do anything consistently, and it's like, what is this guy doing, dude?
See, and that's why, like, because I'll have friends like point it out to me, like on songs, like this is why this sounds weird, and this is why this sounds. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if I will like just put on like, because one of my favorite, my second favorite record by them is Death Magnetic.
Really?
I adore
No
that
fucking
album,
way.
dude. Yeah, I adore that album.
No shit, dude. That's probably my
that your-
second to least favorite album.
really, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I adore that album, and I don't know why. I just do, and I can listen to that and just be, yeah, this is a great fucking record. But then like
Yeah.
my music dork friends will point out to me like, oh yeah, okay, shut up.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I get it, dude. Like, I appreciate when people like their own shit. You know what I mean? Like whether it's a guilty pleasure or it's like, you know, it's an opposing opinion. I still appreciate when people are like, dude, I think that shit fucking rips, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's just my thing. I fucking love Death Magnetic. I may not like Death Magnetic, but I think that's cool as fuck. You know,
Yeah,
it's like me liking Load, dude. I think it's a great fucking album, dude. I don't give a fuck what people say.
So you go and you get the music book that's played
Yeah.
with Metallica.
Yeah. So I had this like, my mom's dad had like this super old dingy guitar, and then it was like an acoustic guitar, and it had like 4 fucking strings on it. You know, the bottom 4, and I just started like learning Enter Sandman, Until It Sleeps, just the riffs, and
Right.
I was like, dude, I need to buy an electric guitar. So I'm left-handed, by the way. My dad, for Christmas, I mean, he obviously knows this. He bought me a fucking right-handed guitar because he was like, sorry, buddy, you got to learn on this thing. And I was like, fuck, dude.
I don't care that you're disabled.
Yeah,
you're
dude.
gonna fucking learn to play guitar like a
pretty much.
regular guy.
I don't care if you're retarded. Yeah, dude. So, anyways, yeah, dude. So I started playing the right-handed guitar left-handed, so backwards. It's kind of doing the Jimi Hendrix thing. a little
Jesus
bit.
Christ.
Yeah, dude. So I got this weird thing where I can play a good amount of riffs like backwards on guitars and shit, just because of that, and then because every fucking Guitar Center you ever go to, they don't have left-handed guitars, so you just kind of dabble with what you can, you know. But finally, I mean, a couple years later, yeah, I got a left-handed guitar when I was in 7th grade. I bought my own amp, and I started my first band in 8th grade, and we were dog shit.
What was the name?
The fuck was the name, dude? Ugh, fuck. I don't even remember what the
He
fuck
remembers
name was.
it. He's just embarrassed.
No, dude, we have a ton of embarrassing names, and I'll let him rip. That name I don't remember. We did do the talent show, and we played Chapter 4 by Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice.
And it was fucking sick, dude. Yeah, I remember it was like 4 of us, and we just like practiced like 3 hours a day every day leading up for that show, just to play that one fucking song, dude.
It always bothers me that Chapter 4 is track like 3 or 5.
Yeah,
I forget,
like,
I forget which one. I
why
think
is
it's
it a
5.
fucking 4, dude?
Yeah, it bothers me that I think it's 5 on Waking the Fallen.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it not 4?
Right.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no fucking sense. It's a great fucking song. That album's really good too, by the way. That's a great fucking record.
Side note, but are you a fan of Avenged Sevenfold, like, as they've gone on? Okay, what do you think about the last 2 albums?
Okay, the last album, not a fan of. That was hard for me to understand. That one was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Like, I tried listening to it like 3 times, and I'm like, dude, I don't get it. It's just not good. I don't know what else to tell you, dude. like, what do you think?
I thoroughly enjoy the first half. Because the first half is like, well, they had some balls. Because the first song they put out from that album, like the first single, was... It's not We Love You. Oh my God. I don't like pulling out my phone during a podcast, but I'm going to lose my mind if I don't remember what this fucking song is. But the first song they put out, well, none of the songs in that first, maybe certainly in any of that album, but the first, Nobody. So the first the first single they put out was Nobody. And that one, along with like Mattel and We Love You and all that, it's not a conventional song structure. There's no chorus,
which I'm fine with, because
no
I used to listen to a
bridge.
lot of hardcore, a lot of early metalcore, a lot of shit like that.
Well, it's very early Dream Theater. It's interesting, and
very prog, right?
Yeah, progressive rock. Yeah. That's the term I was looking for. Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is interesting. This is cool. And then like I think Cosmic is a phenomenon. It's very slow, but it's because I also really love the stage of the album.
The stage was good, man. And so, I liked that record quite a bit.
And so I was like, oh, I can get on board with Cosmic. This is good. And then like the end of the album just being all instrumental, and they were clearly just fucking around with instruments and seeing what sounds good.
Yeah.
And
seeing what sticks.
Yeah, and I appreciate experimental stuff. But like the stage came out in 2016, because I remember I was in college down in Roswell.
Yeah.
2016. And then obviously he had his M Shadows had his surgery in 2018. Is when they canceled a bunch of shows. And so this album doesn't come out until 7 years later. So it's like 7 years. And we have an 11-track experimental. Come on, man. Like if it was like 13, 15 songs and the last few are fuck around, okay, I can excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
But come on,
Give
man.
us some fucking bangers, dude.
Fuck. Because again, I love the first half. But I know a lot of people don't. And I get it.
It's tough, man. It's a tough
listen. I totally get it.
I'm not a stan enough to be like, oh, I can kind of see what they're doing.
Yeah. They're I think they're my favorite. It's between them and Green Day. I still go back and forth on who's my favorite band. Like,
no
period.
fucking way. Those two get really, interesting.
Yeah. But it's like I get it, but also like I just remember that my first listen just being, it's over.
It might be, man. I mean, if you really think about it, like, how long have they been doing this now? Since like '99?
No, earlier, dude.
No way. Oh, that's when their first record dropped, right? It was like in '99.
Let's see here.
Sounding of the Seventh Trumpet, I think was like '99 or 2000.
Let's see. Oh
no,
yeah.
01.
No, you're right. It's 02. You're right.
Okay.
I thought they were deep into the 90s. Huh. So they've been doing it for 23 years.
Yeah, dude. So
23 years.
I mean, if you think about it, like this is kind of weird, but Look at where Metallica was when Saint Anger dropped. They're like
Right.
23 years in.
Right.
So they're at that point now. Like they're over the hill, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah, man, they just begun to be over the hill. They're on the back nine.
Yeah,
You know?
and this is a very tired point to make, but I really do think the death of the Rev was, because
He was a genius, dude.
because he did a lot of their songwriting.
Yeah, he was great. He
And
was a fucking brain.
Yeah,
When it
exactly.
came to music.
He really was, and Brooks Wackerman is a crazy drummer.
I think he's badass, dude.
Crazy good drummer.
He's a punk drummer.
But I don't know that he has the same music writing and the same lyrical understanding
Yeah.
that the Rev did.
Right. Yeah.
And because honestly, I would argue that he's a better strictly drumming. I don't know
He's
shit
probably
about
better.
I don't know shit
But
about
as a
drumming.
composer,
Exactly.
yeah.
Strictly drumming, I think he's better. But well-rounded, complete and total net positive to the band, the way that the Rev was,
Right.
it's hard to argue that they're breaking even. I think that's probably the best they could have done because, I mean, again, the stage is, I fucking thoroughly enjoy that album.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new one is a little iffy.
Yeah, it's a little rough, bro. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not where sound like the music sound is for like rock and metal and shit. It's not where it's at now, so it's kind of hard to listen to.
And I gotta be honest, I don't like where the sound is at right now for metal.
Yeah.
Only because it's. I'll say that back. I enjoy it, but there's too much of it. It's all the same.
Do you like the Deftones at all?
Yeah, for the most part.
Dude, I feel like that.
I couldn't tell you 5 songs, but like I could put them on shuffle.
Yeah.
And just be like, oh,
It's
this
like,
is good.
It's like ASMR metal almost. And we have a Mexican guy whispering in your ear for fucking ever, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. But it fucking rips, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's fucking sex music, honestly, is what it is. It's fucking cool, dude. I just think of like Queen of the Damned or some shit, you know. But anyways, where I'm going with that.
Oh my God, Queen of the Damned. That's an old fucking movie.
Dude, you know what I was
that wasn't like, that movie's 20 years old.
I
Has
forgot
to
who
be,
the
right?
fuck I was talking to, but like, it was either Maddie or someone else, but like, I miss like those movies back in the 2000s where they just had these fucking soundtracks that just ripped, dude. Where like you had like Mission Impossible 2 had fucking Metallica, Rob Zombie, Limp Bizkit, just all these cool fucking bands just playing like writing songs for these movies. And then the same thing with like Queen of the Damned. Like you look at it's like Korn, Deftones, Marilyn Manson. Just like it's like wow, dude, those are some fucking movies, man.
Yes.
And they play that shit in the movies and stuff. And it's like wow, this just fucking elevates everything.
Obviously, I'm biased, but for me, one of, if not the best, not scores, but soundtracks for a movie is Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yes,
That
dude. Evanescence.
soundtrack, not just Evanescence, 2 Evanescence songs, and Nickelback, and I'm pretty sure there's not Deftones. Well, I'm losing it, but it's a great fucking soundtrack. Like that one's amazing, and the soundtrack to Crank with Jason Statham or Crank,
Yeah, dude.
whatever it is.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
movies were fucking great.
Yeah.
and like the first 2 Fast and Furious had some great fucking songs on them.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, no, now I just went to these boring orchestral scores all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking lame, dude. Like, let's bring back some fucking Nookie, dude. by Limp Bizkit.
So it's funny you bring up Limp Bizkit. So they just made an anime on Netflix out of Devil May Cry, and the video game series, and me and a buddy of mine, we threw on the first episode. It was fine, whatever. But the opening title song, like for the title sequence, is Limp Bizkit's. It's not Break Stuff. It's Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. That's the open, and it's like a 2-minute title song.
Really?
And it's fucking great. Great. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Like, I feel like just songs like that just elevate everything. Like, did you watch Beef, the show on Netflix?
No, but I know about
By
it.
Amy Wong. Yeah, the last scene has like this Smashing Pumpkins song. I think it's Mayonnaise. And it's like,
it's a
wow,
great song.
dude. Yeah, it's just like, wow, this hits me in the feels for sure. This is fucking cool.
But yeah, like now, the general sound, like it's like everyone has to scream. everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody screams.
I get that.
A lot of bands at least open or do like their first bridge of their song in like drop D.
Yeah.
And even I know that. Like I'm not a music guy, but like technically speaking, but like I know that it's like, okay, everyone's doing this. Everybody is screaming. Everyone is, it's all washing out to the same.
Yeah. I totally feel that. What I was going to go with the Deftones thing is I feel like a lot of bands now, which is really cool. It's kind of a pro and a con. I feel like music's going back to the instruments a lot, which is really cool. Like there's a lot of bands coming out that are trying to recreate the 90s and early 2000s, which is kind of refreshing because it makes the music easier to listen to, and then you actually feel the angstiness. But at the same time, I feel like what everyone's copying is like that Deftones sound.
I hope it's
like grunge, and it sounds really fucking cool.
I hope
a
it's
lot
moving
of cool
that way.
bands.
Maybe because of the stuff that I listen to, but like
I need to send you some shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I was gonna send me some stuff because I haven't noticed that, but I hope you're right.
Dude.
And honestly, that tracks because you're talking about the movie soundtracks. Think about where all those music that you were just describing, and then tack on some like was it Trapped, and then like who did Bullet with a Name?
Nonpoint.
Nonpoint, and then like White Zombie.
Yeah.
All of those that genre of music was on the pro wrestling video games, the WWE video games.
Dude.
And so pro wrestling is coming back. So if this
weird.
Hey, if the soundtrack is coming with it, please.
Yes.
Please.
Dude, absolutely. Yes. 100%.
Like 3 Days Grace and shit. I threw on a couple days ago. I listened to all the way through 1X, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
What a great album.
Great rock record, dude. Yeah, that was just well crafted songs, back to back. And that was like their first record, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's their second, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
But like, I mean, those songs were just so fucking effective and easy, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, these guys knew what the fuck they were doing.
When I was in middle school, I would put that, it was either that album or I would put on 10,000 Fists by Disturbed, and I'd play Call of Duty Zombies on World at War.
Nice.
That was it right there on my because I had the 360 that I didn't have the HDMI cord version. I had the one, I was very happy to have a 360 in general, but I had like the red, white, and yellow cables you put into the back of the TV, and had a tiny little TV, and I just stay up all night fucking listening to that album and playing zombies, dude.
Yeah. Badass. Badass times, dude.
Yes, good times.
Great times. Doesn't get better than that. I always tell like the band, it's like, dude, like anytime we write songs, we should just like think about it in hindsight, like look back and be like, can this go like on Madden 04 or FIFA like back in the day, like is it that good, Well, that tells you if it's good or not,
Well, first of all, I agree, and you should do that more, because I agree. I'm very biased, but I agree. But I don't know like what your Instagram looks like, but I get ads all the time for vintage T-shirts that have like old school designs on it, and it's like Halo 3 or like the old school wrestlings, like from like the what's it called? The Attitude Era.
All the nostalgia bait, dude. The Attitude Era ripped, dude.
So it's like all of our childhood stuff is coming back.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes. Now that we have the money to purchase these things, please.
Yes, dude. Yes. It's so awesome, man. It's so fucking cool.
So you end up learning how to play the guitar backwards, pretty much. You're in these high school bands. Oh, that's what I was going to say, too.
I got a left-handed guitar at some point. Yeah, so then I just,
Me and my buddies, when we got out of high school, we tried to create a band. It went nowhere. We didn't even write a song. We didn't even play together once.
It's hard making a band,
but we kept talking about it, and we had a great name.
Yeah.
The name we came up with was, I like it, was Social Burnout.
Oh, sick, dude.
Is that not a good name?
That's a great fucking name.
Yeah, Social Burnout.
Way better than all the fucking names we had, dude. Oh my god, dude. I never came up with any of the names, but it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to tell you.
What were some of the names?
So, our first name was Defined, which it wasn't bad. It was whatever. It was our first, like when we started our first like metalcore band, we were called Defined. And then the second band was 6 Months to Live. And it's like what the fuck are we doing, dude?
That's so angsty.
Yeah, dude. It's like, what are we doing, dog? Like, this is even me. I feel like I never had a good like band name idea, but it's like, dude, I should at least be QAQC because this is terrible. Quality control, because these are bad. And then I think there was another band that we're messing with the name Lionheart, which there's already a band named Lionheart, but
Oh,
we went
really?
with it anyways. Yeah. And then I think that was it, man. Those are all the bands I played with. And then I didn't play music really for like, oh my God, 13 years until the Slums hit me up. And then I started playing with them.
Oh, so you just didn't? Did you keep fucking around with the guitar?
Kind
Did
of,
you, like,
a little bit here and there. Like I would like, so I mean, I would dabble with garage band on my phone, and like if I hear like I'll put together a cool riff, and then I'll put something on top of that, and then I'd play some drums, and I'd hear it on my phone, like, oh, that's badass, and I'll just never play it again.
That's fair.
And I did that for 12 years, and then it was really cool because when the guys hit me up, it kind of reignited or like worked that like songwriting muscle again. Which, I mean, it's hard writing a fucking song.
I was going to say, how do you, from your perspective, so are you the lead guitarist? Are you a bass player? What are you in the band
I'm
these
whatever
days?
the band needs me to be.
What a team player.
Yeah. Whatever the band needs, I'm there, dude. Whether it's to write songs or to fucking play the bass when needed or play the guitar and rip it, dude. So I'll do it all.
So how do you go about forming a song? Because I'd imagine there's basic building blocks when you understand like music theory.
To me, dude, like it takes me like, oh my God, like the last song that we just recorded, we just recorded 2 songs, and they're actually kind of on the grungy side, like big time, and there's something very different. I even think from the EP that we dropped, like I feel like it's a little darker, and I didn't mean it to go that direction, but it kind of ended up that way. Nice. But they're still, like, palatable, It's not like we're screaming or doing anything crazy. It's all singing and shit.
No, the day that I see Leroy actually screaming, I'm like, oh, fuck, all right.
Yeah, that'll probably never happen.
But
it's like, the funny thing is, like, we wrote those songs in the winter, or at least, so it's like we're kind of probably in a different mood writing this shit, so we're not writing happy shit, you know? But anyways, I don't know, man. To me, it takes like 3 months to write a song, at least a decent one that you put like a lot of love into. Because, like, for instance, this song, I started off with a riff, and I was like, maybe I could use that as an intro, and then I put something over the top of it, and I was like, man, this sounds really fucking cool, like some type of melody, to kind of complement the lower guitars. And then you're just trying to figure out the puzzles, like, okay, where can I fit this? Should I put this in the intro because I want people to hear this part? But maybe that's not what the song needs. Maybe I should put this kind of in the chorus or at the end of the song. So you kind of go through like this internal like conversation in your head as to where I should fit these things. And then I got to come up with a verse. Then you write a verse and you have an idea, and then you introduce it to the group, and then you guys are kind of set on it, and then I'll change it up and be like, actually, I think that verse fucking sucks. Let's just write another one. And then, but the thing is, I think the secret is you have to be like very nimble when you write a song.
And that's what the exact words out of my mouth. I was going to say that.
And you can't be too attached to things until you know it. It's like art, bro. Like you don't know what it is, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels right.
Well, because I think about it, because every band, generally speaking, especially in the beginning, they all have like their sound.
Yeah.
How do you stay away from, like, I mean, outside of blatantly not reusing riffs or reusing whatever, but like making sure that one song doesn't sound too similar to another song, not having, you see what I'm trying to say?
You mean like another song that another artist wrote?
No, your stuff.
Getting caught in your like your habits, right? Caught in your musical habits that you tend to do. Like I always tend to do something like this every time, or
right, exactly, because at least because
that's how you generate a sound, like you said, right?
Exactly, because it's like there has to be, I'd imagine, some kind of like sweet spot. Because I know, like because the stuff that I write, I'm writing jokes, I'm writing fucking horrible shit. You know what I mean? Of varying degrees of vulgarity, but like my bit that I have about prison rape is not going to be anywhere close to my bit about like growing up as a Christian. Or, and then that one isn't going to be anywhere close to my one-liner that I just wrote about necrophilia. And then, like, there's so many, like, it bounces around everywhere. Right. And comics have their voice, and I'm still trying to find mine. It's going to take a few years. But, like, comics have their voice, and they have, like, their style for sure. but the subject matter and the material
Right.
is
So
still
do you,
changing.
yeah. Do you feel like you get like I don't want to say like a habit, but like there's a comfortable spot where you like conversations or jokes you like to talk about that you kind of sit in?
Not
and
yet.
You feel like not yet.
Not yet, and just because like right now I'm still at the point, and I feel like I don't know that comics ever escape this, but like I'm sure. I mean, you have the guys like at the top of the game, like especially right now. You have guys like Shane Gillis is a great example, where he clearly is just a funny guy.
Yeah.
Like he's so clearly just a.
He can stand in the room and almost
Yeah.
do nothing, and he's just fucking funny. Dude.
Exactly, just his facial expressions.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck?
He can say
dude?
something stupid, and just the
Right.
delivery is just insane.
Right. So he
Yeah.
can kind of just obviously he works on his material and he writes and this, that, and the other, but like
Yeah.
you know, he's a guy like people like him, people like who's like big right now, that's newer to like the zeitgeist, like Cam Patterson's another one from Kill Tony, where like he just has
Oh,
a
yeah.
funny he has a funny personality.
Yeah.
Or who's like a naturally funny like Mark Norman, he clearly has that where they just open their mouth and they're funny.
Yeah.
So they can kind of just like they have their material, but then also if things come up on the fly, they can kind of just go up there and do it. Like they
Yeah.
don't get they're clearly not startled by new things coming out of like crowd work happening.
It almost just like
or-
natural, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm still at the point right now where, like I was saying, I don't think comics get out of this, where I'm just trying to figure out what's funny. Like there's subjects that I like talking about, or that not even like talking about, that I'm just interested. Like there are things like I'm obviously really interested in politics. I'm interested in the way people think. I'm interested
Yeah.
in movies. I like comic books and stuff like that. And then I obviously have a very intimate understanding of my own life, and I'm learning that more and more and more. But like those are all things that are either unique to me or I'm interested in, but that doesn't mean they're funny. And then that also doesn't mean, even if they are funny, that doesn't mean that they're stage funny.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out, like, and then it's like, well, how do you even write a joke?
So there's probably a huge difference between being stage funny and being.
Oh yeah, like
That's crazy, dude. That's hard, man.
Well, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. We were on the phone, and we went to high school together. We went to military school together, and she was like, "Do you ever talk about like our experiences at military school?" I'm like, "No," because it's such a
It may be funny to us.
Yeah, it's an inside joke. Like it's
Yeah.
funny to us because we've experienced it, and I'm sure there might be a couple of things that I could generalize and figure out to like maybe put into another bit or like turn it into like. Even if I figure out a way to alter it to stage funny, it won't be the same experience. It'll
Yeah.
be bits and pieces, but it's such a hyper specific thing. But like growing up a Christian, a lot of people can grow up or can relate to religious
Pretty
household.
common denominator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very common. Things that are happening politically. I mean, we are all, whether you want to be or not,
Yeah.
we are all tuned in. Like, if you go into a crowd right now and you can probably pull a guy aside and be like, hey, what do you think about the Signal scandal a couple weeks ago with Pete Hegseth? They're probably going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy's a dumbass. And so they have a general understanding of, like, because we're all on our fucking phones and we saw the headlines and shit. But yeah, I guess that's where the question's coming from, because like, again, for stand-up, it's like, I can find through lines, or you can just be a comic that's like, okay, done with this subject, we're talking about this subject. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you watch Kill Tony?
I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay, do you know
Yeah.
who William Montgomery is? The guy with the big red beard and like the red hair?
Is he just one of the judges?
No, he's one of the regulars that goes on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Really funny comic. He came through Albuquerque 2 weekends ago, and my buddy AJ got a couple spots on his shows, and so I was hanging out with him in the green room. And we were just talking, and just seeing that guy on stage. He's one of the comics. He does like a lot of one-liner stuff.
Yeah.
So he just goes from subject to subject to subject. You don't need a through line.
Right,
He is
yeah.
the through line. But then with music, I was just imagining like how hard is it to avoid, just reusing stuff and
No,
like,
I mean that's a good question, man. That's actually a really good question. I get very comfortable with like certain riffs sounding a certain way because it just sounds so fucking cool to my ears. I want to do it again, Like the song "Stay Down" that we released on the EP, like the bridge. That bridge I've had for a while, And then like that type of style of riff, I'm like always trying to find a way to implement that kind of style into all the other songs. So it's hard, man, because it's kind of a fine line, because it's like, if it sounds cool, why not keep using it? You know what I mean? But I guess at the same time, it's like you don't want to like tire it out, you know,
Yeah.
and you want to challenge yourself to write other shit. But it's like if it's not fucking broke, then don't fix it.
Well, that was gonna be one of my questions too. Was like, what do you do to figure out new things to write or new ways to challenge yourself musically and figure out new techniques and shit? Like, what tools do you have at your disposal?
I mean, you can try, like, for instance, you can try different tunings. Like the songs that I wrote early with the Slums, I was all in drop D, and then the new shit that we're dropping is in drop C sharp, which is what the Hybrid Theory Linkin Park record is in, which is relatively low. It's like a half step lower, I think. Or you can try like a different. You could just try writing a song on a different part of the neck or something like that, you know. And I think what it is too. I mean, I think subconsciously you're always influenced by what you listen to all the time. So like, when I joined the band, I was trying to listen to so much fucking pop punk to try and catch that energy that we want. And then lately it's like, dude, I'm kind of feeling like some fucking Deftones shit or some fucking something else, man. And then that'll make you write something completely different, dude. You know what I mean? So I mean that, and then it's like, the cool thing is, it's like when you're writing something different, you know, like you know when you're writing something different is when you can't figure out what the fuck to write next. You know what I mean? You're trying to figure it out. That's why it takes so long. You know what I mean? So if that answers your question.
No, yeah, it does. So is that just like you're saying you're writing at different parts of the neck of the guitar? Are you just like fucking around trying to figure out what sounds nice?
Sounds cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that is so daunting.
Yeah, you pick a couple chords and you're like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. Let's see where we can go with this. Oh, I think I have an idea for a song, and then we'll try this and that. But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, dude, like, everything you write is stolen from someone. Like, it's just human nature. Like, you steal like an artist, right? So like,
well, that's the nice thing about music, not stealing, but like what's cool about music is like you can kind of, it's how people find other bands. It's like, hey, you're a big fan of Blink-182, you might like Green Day. Hey, you like both of those, you might like Good Charlotte. You might like blah 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 blah. Some 41.
You might like Slums of Harvard.
Slums of Harvard. Right?
Bullshit,
yeah, no, yeah. You started liking those different things, and
people like that sound,
right? Right? They like the sound, and so it's not like, I mean, granted, there are issues where, like, so it's funny bringing up Metallica earlier. So, Upon a Burning Body, do you listen to them at all? Yeah. So they did a cover with Ice-T of "Turn Down for What" on those Punk Goes Pop.
Punk Goes Pop.
Yeah. So they did a version of "Turn Down for What," and you can't find it on any streaming platforms. You can only find it on YouTube.
Oh, no way!
Because in typical fashion, Lars and their music label decided to sue them because there's a moment in the song where they take the riff from "Sad But True," because they've said openly, Upon a Burning Body, they've said openly that their favorite band is Metallica.
Yeah.
So they take the riff, yeah. So they take that and they put that in the song. It's like 5 seconds long.
Oh, and they saw that sued by Metallica?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Yeah, so outside of just like straight up stealing from artists like that, it's like you can take inspiration and pay homage, and it's cool.
Yeah.
But you try to do that shit with
like for like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like exactly.
Mm-hmm. Like, you try to do that shit with stand up, it's like, no sir.
Oh yeah, dude.
No.
And then, didn't a long time ago, like, didn't Joe Rogan rip
Mencia?
Yeah, Carlos Mencia.
Well, because he was straight up like, there's video by video comparison of him stealing Ari Shaffir's bit from early 2000s.
Oh, he stole Ari's shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so because Ari had a joke about, I mean, he stole a lot of people's stuff.
Yeah.
But the big example that Rogan used against him in that Comedy Store incident was Ari had a joke about, and this is before Trump too. It was the I forget who was president. I think it was Obama. They were talking about building a wall to keep immigrants out of Mexico. And the joke was, well, who do you think is going to build it? And so Ari did that joke, and then a few months later, Mencia started doing that joke on his Mina Mencia show. where he would do like half stand up, half whatever.
Yeah.
And so they called him out on it. And but yeah, dude, you try fucking stealing material now, people will fucking eat you alive.
Oh, I bet, man. I bet
for it.
that's like the biggest sin in comedy.
Oh yeah, because it's like you. I mean, sure, it's the same thing for music. You're trying it out. You're figuring out what sounds good, what moves together, and there's so many more moving parts with music, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like you just go through the. I mean, obviously, better comedians bomb less, but especially as like a early to mid-range comic, you're just bombing and eating a dick all
That's
day,
tough, dude.
figuring out
How do you like?
joke.
Yeah, my question to you is like, I'm assuming that every comedian has bombed that's ever done comedy, right?
Yes, and if there's one that says they've never bombed, they're a fucking liar.
liars.
They're
right?
a liar. Yeah.
How do you handle that, dude? Is it like that fucking sucks, dude?
It's just thankfully for me, like I've bombed, like I have died on stage. That's definitely happened, but it's never been like. Not that I don't take shows seriously, because I do. I take them very seriously, but they've never been like high stakes.
Yeah.
It's never been like, hey, there's a fucking scout in the audience.
Well, if you go,
or
if you're like that, I bet you'll fucking really bomb, right?
well, who
You're getting
knows,
your fucking
right?
head.
Because I've never been in a thing where it's like, oh, hey, you're at this club and the booker's here and they're getting ready to pass you if you do well, or
Right,
like.
yeah.
You know, you're taping a special, or like any high risk moments like that. I've never been there, so maybe that's why I've never felt crazy about it. But like whenever I've bombed, where my brain immediately goes to is an embarrassment. It goes to like, why didn't that work? I just get confused.
Oh, you get like analytical, like okay, where did I fuck up?
I get confused.
Where?
But if that happens in the middle of a set, then you're really not funny. Because you are thinking, and so I have to. So my big thing is has been like smiling on stage more, like trying to look like I'm having fun on stage.
Yeah.
Because that fits like the personality of the jokes that I work on and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I talk about because you can either go like, in my opinion, you can go one of two ways. You either go not super lighthearted, but like you look like you're having fun, having a good time, or you go like the. And one of my favorite comics is Anthony Jeselnik. And his whole personality on stage is nonchalant, doesn't give a fuck.
Deadpan.
Very deadpan, but he talks about horrible things on stage.
Yeah.
Like the worst subjects he makes jokes about. And he's one of the best that's ever done it. But, you know, I just have I have the more proclivity where I want to be lighthearted on stage. But then if I'm overthinking on stage, then it kind of takes me out of it, takes the audience out of it. It's like, oh fuck, what's going on? I've never been like super embarrassed. I have always just been like, what the fuck happened? Like, why?
This was fucking funny, dude. Why didn't no one fucking laugh?
my beautiful material. Yeah. Why did nobody
fuck
laugh?
You guys.
Well, what you were saying earlier about like not getting married to your stuff. It's like I have a bit, and have I posted on my social media? No, but I'm gonna delete it anyway out of my set. Like I have a joke about growing up in a Christian household, and one of the lines that I really love, and it's only worked like twice. Now, granted, it's worked in a comedy club and it worked on the road, but like in most of my other shows, it just didn't. And even then, at the comedy shows or the comedy club that I did last year was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
But one of the lines that I have is I talk about how the church that we went to had a bunch of old people in it, and I said it's like I was sitting in God's waiting room. And I love that line. Yeah. But I just don't know why it doesn't work. I don't get it. Like, I love that line. I think that's fucking hilarious. But like, it just at best. And I'm like, fuck. All right, whatever. And I've tried like different facial expressions. I've tried act outs. I've tried phrasing it differently.
Have you ever have you ever gave someone else a joke? Like, hey, can you try this out? And then
I haven't given people jokes, but I've definitely like wrote with my friends before and like punched up their stuff.
I'm curious. It's like sometimes it's like, what if it like doesn't sound funny when you say it, but it sounds funny when someone else says it?
Yeah,
there's shit like that.
There's some little stuff like that has happened. Like we've like me and some of my other buddies, like we've sat down and like either at open mics, like we've just been like at shows, and I'm like, hey, this would be really funny. Throw that on there. My buddy AJ, I don't want to burn his material, but he has a joke about do you know the Leprechaun series, like the movies? Yeah, so he has a joke about fucking that leprechaun. And I was like, hey, add this about Chucky. I think that would be funny. Yeah. Add that. That's really good. Or like I have a joke in my Christian household bit about suicide. And my buddy Jake, he goes, hey, add this in there.
Yeah.
this might be really good. And I added it the next time I did it. It was a tag to it, and it was like, oh, that was really good.
Did it really?
Yeah, and
it went off.
and it elevated it.
That's cool,
and I was
man.
like, oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really good. Because I mean, that's a heavy subject.
Yeah.
Talking about Christianity and suicide in the same sentence.
Rough. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You got to make it lighthearted. And he was like, hey, add that. That might work. And I did it the next time. I was like, oh, it just
It kind of loosened up the joke. It took it to the next level.
It cut the tension.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's great. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what's the collaborative effort like when not just like joining a band and writing with people, but like joining a new band? I mean, you're friends with them, obviously.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
what's the collaborative effort been like joining a new band?
It's cool, man. So I mean, before in other bands, I most of the musical arrangements. Well, let me back up. So I grew up in Gallup. There's a lot of metal bands, right? I mean, everyone had
That's the reservation, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Everyone fucking listen to metal out there.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So I was in a band with I had a buddy named Kyle, and he's fucking super talented, dude, at the guitar and the drums. And
Kyle loves heavy metal. He
Kyle-
loves heavy metal and White Monster, son.
Kyle Begay loves fucking heavy metal, dude.
His last name's McKay.
Yeah, he's a fucking badass, dude. He's a badass on the guitar. He's a badass. So we started a band together, and he was just so fucking good at writing songs, dude. And he did all the writing for us, pretty much, for like a good amount of songs. And he put all the arrangements together, and he was the drummer, but like he would teach me the guitar riffs and shit to play. And it's like, dude, I was nowhere where I am now. I was kind of like, I learned from him. It's like, it was almost like a Jedi passing it on. It almost kind of felt like he taught me how to write cool fucking songs and shit. And so it was like, I got so pumped when he wrote a song because it's like, damn, this is going to be fucking lit, dude. And it's just like learning the playbook, baby. So anyways, obviously our band broke up, whatever. And then I joined the Slums. And then...
Wait, before we move on from that, didn't one of your bands, I remember you telling me that one of your bands opened for a pretty big metal band.
Yeah, we opened up for In This Moment.
In This Moment, that's
Yeah.
right. How did that work out?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. So they basically came to the reservation, or they came to Gallup like every other year, just because there's so much demand, obviously, in Gallup for like bands like Korn, In This Moment, Shadows Fall. I don't know if you knew them.
Yeah.
So anyways, the production group that was putting it on was local, and they asked us to basically open up for them, and we played with them twice. So it was really fucking cool. But it was one of those things where you had to pay to play, like basically, yeah, which kind of fucking defeats the purpose. But it was really fucking cool.
Gotta be cool to open.
Like, well, they give you so many tickets to buy, and you have to sell them. You know what I mean? So it's like if they don't make their money, at least we can make our money through these fucking teenagers. You know, because I was only like 16 at the time, opening up for In This Moment, which is really fucking cool. Yeah, it was a highlight, bro. It was so fucking cool.
That's sick.
We had people like literally crowd surfing, moshing, losing their minds. Security just couldn't keep control when we played. It was insane, dude. It was so fucking cool. And being like 16 years old and seeing some fucking 25-year-olds just fucking starting a circle pit. It was amazing, dude.
That's sick. Yeah,
it was super sick. But anyways, fast forward to now. It's really cool working with the guys, man. I mean, they've given me a lot of freedom to like kind of bring stuff to the table, you know, and I try to kind of temper that still. Like if I write stuff, I'm like, will this be like good for the Slums? Is this the sound that I feel like it kind of fits in the Slums box, you know? And so
what would you say that sound is with the evolution you guys are going through right now? Clearly.
So I think right now, and I mean, I think it's ever changing and it will change in the future. But right now, I think we're at a place where we're trying to write more. We're trying to keep it pop punk still, but I think it's in a direction naturally where it's at like the best bands I can compare it to are probably like Good Charlotte, Papa Roach. Like right now, it's obviously the heaviest stuff that we've ever written, but I don't think it's going to get any worse than that, you know? So I just feel like it sounds like 2000s rock and pop punk.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of refreshing. But I mean, who knows what will sound like in the next year or so, you know? I mean, we might do more dance stuff or more, it's just, you just kind of go with the nature of what we're feeling, I guess, you know, which is cool.
Right.
It's creative freedom. It's kind of a double-edged sword, bro, because it's like, I feel like on the fucking repertoire or the catalog of the Slums, I mean, you have songs that are like fucking dancey, and then you got songs that are like a little heavier, and it's like, what the fuck are you guys? like, what is y'all sound? It makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I feel like we gotta definitely develop our sound, and I think we're coming close, you know? So...
So you're talking about how you don't want to bring, like, they give you the freedom to write for the band, but you don't want to like overextend yourself. It sounds like.
Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna bring something that is like very like Ice 9 Kills or something. Like, I think this will work, dude. You know, just go with it. You know, I'm not gonna do something like that. Like, obviously, I'm kind of respect what the band has like. The reputation they've developed, you know, and kind of
What he's saying is he's holding back his true power. His true Jedi power is what he's holding back right now.
No, dude. Yeah, I fucking.
No, I get what you're saying, and that's smart of you to do that. And I think that because again, like, and I've told these guys this, you know, both on and off the podcast, like it's, you know, and again, that's selfish, very selfishly. That's a part of stand up that I love. Is at the end of the day, it's just me.
Yeah.
But with a band, I mean, 4 dudes together is tough. 5 dudes, 6 dudes is tough, and you have a lot of very.
You're not going to please everyone.
Yeah, you have very creative minds, very high testosterone minds. You have very high
hard,
energy.
Man. Yeah.
So coming to that compromise can be tough, but going into those conversations with the mindset of I'm here to serve the bigger picture.
Yeah,
is a lot better than
it's like a team game, right?
Right. It's like my shit sounds good. Like so,
and I get like that too. I think everyone does. Like they'll bring something to the table. Like I brought in songs that were, you know, working through arrangements and shit like that, or what sounds good and what doesn't sound good, and say someone in the band doesn't like it, or they're like, I don't get it, you know, it just doesn't fucking sound good. And I'm like, dude, you don't fucking understand, dude. You don't fucking get it, bro.
You don't get my art, Mom.
You don't get it, dude. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, this is fucking next level shit, you know? But that's why I said you can't be married. I should rephrase this. You can't be married to all your ideas, but you need to be married to some. You know, the ones that you are just that you know, like parts and songs that you know that have to be in there to make the fucking song. But you can't be married to all of it. Then you're being selfish. Yeah. You know, because there's always probably a better idea out there. It's like how like you writing jokes. You know, like you know to loosen up a fucking suicide and Christian joke. You know, it's good to add some shit in there to loosen it up. You know. You know,
it's in the service of the bigger picture.
Service of the bigger picture. Yep.
Yeah, and going in with that mindset is it's healthy, and it breeds longevity because you don't want to. I mean, all good things coming to an end, sure, but you don't want to put so much time and effort and money.
You don't have all the great ideas
into something, and then it's like, well, it breaks apart not because you guys didn't want to, or not for lack of effort, but it's just like you guys couldn't work together. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
And then you develop a reputation for that.
Yeah, right.
Now you're hard to work with.
Eesh.
And no one wants that. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, listen, man, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I want to be respectful of your time.
Oh, holy cow. It's 9 o'clock. Fuck.
Thank you again for coming and doing this, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Badass.
Yeah, thank you. Where can everyone find you, the band, the music, everything on like social media, streaming platforms?
Yeah, so you can find the band on Instagram. I think it's just Slums of Harvard. My IG is just Greg M. Seay, so GREG M and then last name SEAY. And yeah, I think that's it.
And the music on streaming?
Oh, and the music on streaming on Spotify. Yeah, just look up Slums of Harvard. Our latest EP, Deadbeat. It's got all our latest stuff on there. And we got some
fucking good too.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Hopefully it gets better too. And we got 2 new tracks coming out sometime soon, so look out for those.
Well, let me know when they come out, and I'll share all your shit like I normally do. So,
dude, you're a badass, man. I appreciate it, dude.
I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you like what you've seen here, please share it with as many people as possible. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really does help out the podcast. And if you're feeling extra generous, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon, which I have coming soon.